All right then. Um, this is Blackjack, main event Swerve for the Raw from October 7th, 2013, and it was a Raw. I mean, this Raw may have left me with the same impression I left with after Battleground ended. Battleground was just like what? Like I'm not saying it was the worst pay per view ever, but that was not worth $50. The chance of bullshit at the end of Battleground, well deserved. Um, just a lot of things about Battleground made no sense. The matches didn't make sense, and you would expect at least the storyline in the matches to be good to make up for it. No, this was just a quick cash in by WWE. So you would expect that on Raw things might make a little more sense, and that the matches would make sense, and that some of the stuff that goes on would make a lot more sense. Since they have a bad trend of doing this, WrestleMania 29, for instance, where you know, nothing special really happened. But then on the Raw that followed afterwards, all of a sudden, all the craziness and everything that should have happened at WrestleMania happened here. And I don't know. Let's just start with what happened when Raw began. Raw tonight was in Pittsburgh, and I actually think this Raw was. Sorry, the Raw crowd. I mean, this Raw crowd was actually either very good to excellent. The crowd was. I don't want to say they were smart, but they weren't stupid. Because I know it's smart implied here in the wrestling world. So I don't want to say they're smart, but they were not stupid. And they cheered when they should have, and they booed when they should have. So anywho, Steph comes out to open Raw, and so she's talking about the whole WWE Championship match, and she's just pretty much just going off, well, yelling, well, not yelling, but kind of going off to the crowd about Big Show and all his selfishness and whatnot. She calls him out. And as Big Show comes to the ring, I think Big Show was about to say something, and Steph just goes, "Shut up!" Just like straight to his mouth. It was a lot more aggressive than that. I'm trying to do like a woman's voice, and I can't really do Steph's voice. Yeah, pretty much just tells him, "Shut up," and tells him, "No excuse for knocking out the ref. No excuse for knocking out Daniel Bryan. No excuse for knocking out Randy Orton." And pretty much just asks him, "What do you have to say for yourself?" Big Show, and now he's gone from being a big total bitch to being a big total troll, and he's just like, "Sorry," like like in a big baby voice, but he obviously doesn't mean anything. He's got a big grin on his face, and Steph just pretty much just belittles the shit out of Big Show. She's just like, "You're a sorry excuse for a human being." And they go on to talk about how they've taken care of his house and his mortgage, and that Big Show has no responsibilities anymore, and that's the reason why he's broke. And the fact that he can't man up is the reason why he's broke, and blah 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 blah. And Steph just pretty much berates him. Just continues, like, tells him he has no free will. He ain't got a soul. How you gonna tell somebody he doesn't have a soul and he's worthless? Like, come on. And Big Show is just like laughing throughout the entire thing. Like, he's just like, "I'm not apologizing." Oh, that's right. Steph tells him that he's gonna get on his knees and beg for his job. Big Show just goes, "Nope, nope." He just laughs and he's like, "Nope." So Steph does the only thing that she could possibly do there: slap him, and then slap him again, and then slap him and slap him and slap him. Just slap the shit out of him. I think about 5 times. Repeatedly after Big Show said the reason why he knocked out Randy Orton was because he got so fed up, and the reason why he knocked out Daniel Bryan is because she told him to, and that that Brad Maddox is under her control, pretty much his puppet, her puppet, and that that's the reason why he did it. So yeah, Steph slaps the shit out of him and then fires him, and he gets out of the ring. So that was something. And then we moved on to our next match after commercial break. It was Damian Sandow versus Dolph Ziggler. And we're having this match again because why not? So Sandow actually looked really aggressive in this match, and I like that. Looked very good, got a lot of offense, kind of dominated a lot of the match in my eyes. Like he got off a lot of clothesline. He hit a lot of clotheslines. Hit his elbow of disdain, and then I thought what he was going to do when he hit that elbow of disdain was that he was going to because afterwards he followed up with a second elbow, and I thought he was going to mock Ziggler's 10 elbow thing, which I thought would have been great. Like that would have been an awesome heel thing to do. Doesn't do it, but still, he's pretty much dominating the match, keeping Dolph Ziggler on the mat pretty much, and just like giving Ziggler a really hard time. And at some point, I can't remember when, because even when they come back from commercial, like Sandow is still in control of this match. And then at some point, I think it was because like Sandow, I think he got kicked in the face. No. I know what it was. Sandow came charging after Ziggler, and Ziggler moved out of the way, and Sandow went shoulder first into the ring post. And that's when Ziggler starts to take over, and he's just kind of hammering away at at Sandow. He does a drop kick, and then I can't remember how this happens. Like Sandow still looks kind of fresh too. Like he doesn't look like he's worn out. But in some way, like Sandow's going to like try to attack Ziggler. I know Ziggler like slid right underneath him. And then Ziggler grabbed Sandow from behind, I believe, and hit the Famouser, and that's how he won. Like, I was just really confused because Sandow dominated pretty much the whole match. Like, where did Sandow get weakened enough that he would lose to the Famouser, which isn't even... It's not even, like, granted, I understand it's supposed to be a strong move because that used to be Billy Gunn's signature. Yeah, thank you, Michael Cole, for constantly reminding us of that. It's not like we don't know that. But it's not even really a signature move. It's one of his, it's not a special move or his finisher. It's just one of his signature moves that he uses. I kind of don't like that Sandow lost to that because it's still making him look like pathetic and really weak because he lost at Battleground too in the pre-show. I mean, sure, it's helping Ziggler, and from what I think, I think there's going to be I thought that at Battleground, if Sandow cashed in, there would be a Ziggler ADR Sandow feud or RVD Sandow Ziggler feud. I thought that would have happened, but now I'm starting to throw that out of the window, and I'm starting to think that. We'll get into what I think about that once we get there, because there's a huge announcement that happens later. What happened? Oh, and then Steph goes to the back, and she's in Brad Maddox's office, and it's just pretty much just going off on him about everything that happened at Battleground, and she's just like, all this is your fault. And Brad Maddox goes and says that he's going to come out and apologize to the WWE universe. Cut the commercial, come back, and there's a 6 Diva tag team match that's happening because Alicia Fox's theme song hits, and here she comes out with Oksana and Rosa Mendez, and I'm kind of confused. I'm like, where's AJ? AJ, you here? And I was expecting Brie Bella to actually come out, and she didn't come out either. It turns out that AJ actually suffered a concussion from Battleground after she hit her head on the ring post, or not the ring post, the turnbuckle, like the little padded turnbuckle. She hit her head on that and apparently suffered a concussion because she couldn't remember parts of the match at Battleground. So they sent her home for the night. So no AJ, no Brie Bella for tonight. Instead, we get a 6-man tag team with Oksana, Alicia Fox, and Rosa Mendez coming out first. And afterwards, Natalia's theme hits. And as Natalia's rolling out, JoJo and Eva Marie are following. Yeah, yeah. I got unbelievably concerned. I was just like, no, 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 no. Those two shouldn't be anywhere near a ring right now. You can't have these two in a no, just no, because you know this isn't going to end well. Eva Marie botched walking down the ramp. First off, then Eva Marie kind of struggled to take off her shirt. I know I sound like I'm nitpicking, but the nitpicking is going to get even worse. And then the match starts. It starts off with, I believe it's Natalya and Oksana kind of start everything off. And like Natalya is just kind of putting, Oksana in some basic moves. And what I believe is happening is that she's trying to set up Eva Marie to come in and to not make, Eva Marie look like worthless in the ring in comparison. She's just doing simple moves. So I think she did like a kneeled side choke, and then, she's just kind of like doing some grabs. And then she tagged in Eva. Eva gets in, and she just kind of does like a small takedown, and she tried to do a roll up. The roll up looked really weird because Oksana got help. Oksana helped her on the roll up. Like, come on. If you can't at least do a roll up, you shouldn't be in the main of it. You shouldn't be on the main roster. I mean, come on. Even Kelly could do that. Even Kelly could roll up. So then Oksana goes ahead and she starts taking over the match afterwards. After that roll up, Oksana just kind of goes and gets a few strikes on her, dropping a few elbows. And then just kind of works Eva on the mat. Then she tags in Rosa Mendez. I can't even remember a thing Rosa Mendez did because she immediately just goes and tags in Alicia Fox. Like, I seriously don't know what Rosa did in that match. I completely forgot. All I know is that now she's blonde apparently. So Alicia Fox, who I think is one of the best workers that the main roster has right now, at least maybe second best to Natalya in this match. Alicia Fox is just like going to work. Like, she's doing power slams and getting easy strikes on Eva Marie. And just from the whole match, you can tell Eva Marie's not ready for this. She's just not, because she's not selling moves. She's not selling the fact that she's getting hit. She's just like no-selling the shit out of everything. Everything. And the thing that pissed me off the most was that after Alicia Fox hit her delayed scoop slam, Eva Marie's just kind of like, oh, like she can't, like she took a small bump, but then is kind of not sure if she wants to get up or not. Alicia Fox goes for the pin, and Eva Marie kicks out at 1. Just can somebody just invest time in these women, please, or just ring psychology, anything, because that's pathetic. That is pathetic. You can't do that. You can't kick out at 1 on a power slam when you've been dominated throughout the entire match. You can't just Ultimate Warrior no sell these things. You can't do that. You can't. And then why? I don't. Why hasn't Emma or Paige or Bailey been called up yet? Why aren't we putting? Well, it looks like it's starting to happen. We're starting to put Alicia Fox in more matches because she can work better than Brie or any of the Bellas or I think she can work better than Naomi right now. Right now, she's better than Naomi. So why isn't she getting any? Well, I mean, other than the fact that she's heel right now, but I think that she deserves more work time than anybody Oksana or Rosa Mendez. Although I've heard that Oksana and seen that Oksana can wrestle, I just don't know what happened when she got into WWE. Why are we giving time to JoJo and Eva? I'm begging for a Paige call up, an Emma call up, a Bailey call up. Just please, someone that can actually work in the ring. so Eva Marie gets just pretty much gets manhandled. Um, she gets him a tag after like Alicia Fox tries to like knock off. She like kicked Natalia off the apron, but like obviously she couldn't. She knew she couldn't hit JoJo, so she just let that one kind of like stay there. JoJo goes and helps Natalia. Natalia comes back up to the ropes, and JoJo and Natalia are on the wrong. Sorry, let me rephrase that. JoJo was on the wrong side of the ropes for her to get her tag. So the hot tag is coming, and Natalia and JoJo are on the same side of the ropes because JoJo didn't go back to like her right spot on the ropes. But then this gets even worse because Eva Marie tags in the wrong person. She was supposed to tag in JoJo so JoJo can get her work in the match, which Natalia was trying to direct her to do because I think Eva Marie tagged Natalia for a second, and then Natalia was like, "No, tag JoJo," and like Eva Marie didn't do it, so Natalia just came in. So Natalia comes in and takes over the match, and everybody's just like, "Oh, thank God!" And she gets some offense off on Alicia Fox, pretty much dominates, gets a sharpshooter, makes Alicia Fox tap out, and they win. Dear God, thank God that was over because what I forgot to tell you was that during is that once we came back from commercial, we found out that Bruno San Martino was there for his birthday to be celebrated, and WWE no sold that one on Raw so that they can show it on their stupid little WWE app because that's what we do. Moving on. Brad Maddox comes out, and I thought that because he completely no-sold the whole Divas match, like as soon as that Divas match was over, Brad Maddox came out. He's out there on the ramp to apologize for what happened, and I thought that he was apologizing for the Divas match because that's how it like started to sound at first. Was like he was apologizing for the Divas match, but then he goes last night's events, and I'm like, oh. Anywho, he apologizes and he pretty much just says that there's going to be a special referee um, for Randy Orton and Daniel Bryan's Hell in a Cell rematch. I'm just going to not even delay this one. They go the entire night and they like slowly reveal the three judges. It's Booker T, Bob Backlund, who just what he did, dude. Bob Backlund is out of control. Um, Bob Backlund, he's just like yelling the entire time when like he's trying to get people to vote for him. All right, so Bob Backlund and then Shawn Michaels. Just take one guess who won. Yeah, it's Bob Backlund. No, I'm just kidding. It's Shawn Michaels. Although Bob Backlund got 32% of the vote, which was kind of funny. Yeah, Shawn Michaels wins. Basically, his whole pitch was that, yeah, he's best friends for Triple H, but this isn't personal. This is about business, and that he also trained Daniel Bryan himself. But once again, this isn't a personal thing. This is about business. He's going to call it straight down the middle. Blah 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 blah. So he wins the vote. That the WWE Universe got to vote on, and now he's going to be the special guest referee at Hell in a Cell against Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton. So there's your main event for that pay per view. Anyway, moving on. Los Matadores comes out again, and they're going against 3MB again. Jinder Mahal and Drew McIntyre are going against Los Matadores. This was pretty fast, pretty quick. Nothing you really need to know about it. They hit that backdrop finisher they're doing, where they do it together in the match, and once again, 3MB loses. By the way, there's a funny Twitter out there that I found that recently just started called Did 3MB Win? It's twitter.com/did3MB3, the number 3, MB win. And right, and they started like when Los Matadores debuted, and so far it's just all no, 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 and they're all matches against Los Matadores, so they obviously have their number. Anywho, we go to commercial break. We come back. Paul Heyman is in the ring now. Ryback and Curtis Axel are with them, and they're pretty much, Heyman is just putting himself over again and just saying, "I'm the best in the world. I beat CM Punk with both hands tied behind my back." And Heyman is pretty much just like no selling Punk's victory by saying that he's a cheater for um, low blowing Ryback. Um, what else? Oh, right. And then CM Punk's music hits, and it was kind of awkward how it happened because there was a moment where like they showed the picture of Punk low blowing Heyman, although it wasn't all that clear, and I'm sorry, Punk low blowing Dick Ryback, and then like it's just like it stays there for 10 seconds. Then Heyman's just in the ring shaking his head. And it's like a 20-second delay, and then CM Punk finally comes out and his music hits. Um, and everybody's just like cheering the shit out of Punk. Like that man's pop is out of control now. So he's at the ramp and he's just staring at the ring, and Punk's just like the reason why he low blowed Ryback was to see if he had any balls, and we're bleeping out balls here, but we're not bleeping out the word ass. And so Heyman goes and tells Ryback his normal spiel, which is that he's just like, Ryback, he's bullying you. He's a bully. What do you do to bullies? And Ryback just takes the mic and he's just like, if CM Punk had any balls, and they bleep that out, he would have hit him there. He would have hit him there a long time ago. Um, and he's just like and Ryback wants him to come down to the ring so he can um to see if he'll bully him. And Ryback tells Punk to come to the ring if he wants to try to bully him because he'll beat his skinny ass. And that came unbleeped. I thought that was hilarious. But anyway, Punk is starting to come to the ring, and then R-Truth's music hits, and everybody's just like, why? Like, why is R-Truth coming out? Like, that doesn't make sense. So, yeah, R-Truth pretty much convinces Punk to let him tag along because we need R-Truth a part of his whole storyline just because, he went up against Axel for the Intercontinental Championship, I guess. So Curtis Axel and Ryback tag up to go against CM Punk and R-Truth. R-Truth and Axel are in the ring together. No, it starts off with Punk. Oh, Ryback didn't want to start the match because Punk was in there, so he tagged in Axel. And Punk got a little bit of offense against Axel, and then he does that like falling leg thing that AJ Styles does. You know what I'm talking about. And after he does that, he tags in Truth, and then R-Truth comes in and starts getting a little bit of offense against Axel, and then but then Axel takes over, and then it cuts to commercial. Ryback is in the ring now when we come back from commercial, and is working on Truth. He puts him in an abdominal stretch as he just continues working the torso and everything. But then, oh wait, what happened? I'm trying to remember. After he gets the abdominal stretch, I think that R-Truth hit like a spinning kick or something like that, and like, well, basically the whole match was getting really boring at this point. Like people were begging for that CM Punk hot tag, and like Punk is just going crazy outside on the ropes, like just trying to bring any life and energy into this match. So after the after the kick, Truth tags in Punk, and Ryback also ends up making the tag to Axel. And so Punk just comes in. He's hitting his high knee. He's hitting his elbow drop from the top rope. Does like everything, and then Punk gets up and he puts his hands together to signal to go to sleep. He knocks Ryback off the apron. Punk gets Axel up, gets the GTS, and as Ryback comes in the ring, I guess to try to save things before he hits the pin, and he just throws Ryback out of the ring. Oh no! Punk kicks him in the face, and Ryback goes out of the ring. Punk looks like he was Punk looks like he should have taken the pin here on Curtis Axel. Oh, sorry, should have gotten the pin over Curtis Axel, but instead he tags in R-Truth. R-Truth hits his axe kick, and gets the win, which was a nice gesture by CM Punk. I thought it was very nice that he got the energy back into the match, but let R-Truth take it home. I thought that was a great move. R-Truth needed that win because CM Punk doesn't really benefit from it. I really like that. I thought that was unbelievably unselfish. So we come back and all right, Bob Backlund. Anyway, moving on. Kofi Kingston and Randy Orton. Another match where we're just kind of like, why is this happening? Granted, it was probably the best worked match of the night. Because Kofi and Randy Orton were going back and forth, but Randy Orton goes, there was a lot of moves going on, where it kind of reminded you, and I saw this actually when I was trying to, get myself up to speed with what's happened in the past in wrestling, all the spots that I kind of missed. Kofi Kingston and Randy Orton really had a real big rivalry way back when, where Randy Orton really kind of brought the best out of Kofi Kingston, and that kind of happened here, where Kofi Kingston may have really had to work in this match. I think this match, I want to say it went on for like 12, 15 minutes. There was like tornado DDTs and, Orton doing his crazy DDT off the top rope, off the second rope. Kofi doing a lot of springboards. Orton just kind of working on his whole heel persona, just stomping guys out, thinking methodically. But, when Kofi gets control of the match, the match kind of speeds up. I really liked it. I liked the match, although to me the match didn't really make sense. I didn't understand why the match was happening. But yeah, pretty much just ends how it always will with Orton. Orton gets Kofi and hits the RKO. Match is over. And then out of nowhere, Orton is celebrating, and Daniel Bryan comes into the ring. Clotheslines Randy Orton, and then Orton is out of the ring, and then Bryan just pretty much dives after Orton, and Orton is going like over the commentator's booth, and then a whole bunch of referees and Fit Finley was there, and I think Jamie Noble was there as well, come and try to like pull off Daniel Bryan. Like, they have the refs and the producers out there. So I understand that like this all has to do with Triple H in the end, but so you're telling me that when Randy Orton goes and is doing the concerto on Miz and is like sitting here like throwing him on top of the turnbuckle and throwing him on top of the barricade and then DDTing him off of that barricade, and then he's RKOing Daniel Bryan off of off the announcer's booth and doing all that stuff, we're not going to stop Randy Orton. But when Daniel Bryan hits a suicide dive on Randy Orton, oh shit, please, get the refs, get everybody out here. We need to contain Daniel Bryan. Who knows what he's going to do next? I think it's stupid. I'm not a fan of that. I think that was really silly. Anywho, I believe the next segment is ADR. And ADR is in the back with like Vicky Guerrero, and like Alberto is just like sitting there trying to like I don't want to say seduce, but like really try to kiss up to Vicky and tell her how beautiful and how sexy she is, and Del Rio goes and like puts his scarf around her, and for a moment you think that there's like a legitimate romance angle going here, which was a little weird, but because like Vicky's selling it as if it's real. Del Rio goes and like very like, I thought he was nibbling on her ear for a second. It was really that like he kissed her on the cheek, and then he just goes and walks away. And then Vicky just goes and takes off just takes the scarf off, and just like she like sniffed it for a second, and I thought that was gonna continue the romance angle, but no, she just drops it on the floor in like disdain, and then yeah, that all happened. So after commercial break, Alberto Del Rio goes to the ring, and Vicky Guerrero comes out and announces who his opponent's going to be. It's Ricardo Rodriguez. So Ricardo Rodriguez is out here, and I thought, yes, this is finally making sense. We're finally doing something that makes sense here. Although Rob Van Dam is nowhere to be found. Granted, I don't think Rob Van Dam should be anywhere near Ricardo Rodriguez, but Hey, Ricardo Rodriguez versus Alberto Del Rio. This is the first thing in Raw tonight that's made any sort of sense. And all of that sense went completely out the window when Vicky Guerrero stops the match and says, I'm not finished yet. She goes and lets Alberto Del Rio know that he's going to defend his World Heavyweight Championship at Hell in a Cell. And that he's going to defend his World Heavyweight Championship against John Cena. I need a moment. Why? Just why? Why? This man was supposed to be away from WWE for what, 4 to 6 months for this elbow injury, right? Right? He was out at SummerSlam. When was SummerSlam? I seriously need to know when SummerSlam 2013 was. I know it was sometime in August. August 18th of 2013. August 18th. All right? It's announced that John Cena is going to be back October 7th. That's not even a month and a half. No, it is a month and a half. It's not even 2 months. Not even 2 months, and this man is already back. Can't like John Cena just go on vacation or something? Can he just like go on vacation and just stay away? Why must WWE force feed that this company can't succeed without John Cena? Like, can't we just get off this guy's dick for a second, please? Why John Cena? Why? Why him? Could be anybody for that World Heavyweight Championship. Anybody. Why John Cena? Oh, so that he can put Sandow over when he cashes in at Hell in a Cell? Is that it? Or are we legitimately letting John Cena go ahead and win the World Heavyweight Championship? Nothing makes sense. Nothing makes sense. No, just no. John Cena should be nowhere near WWE right now. No. Tell that bitch to go back on vacation. Go pretend like you got a real elbow injury. Because either that or dude, he's like eating steroids like it's vitamins. There's just no way he should be back right now. There's no way. How is he back already? Oh my god. Just why? Why is this guy back already? Why? There's no reason. There's no reason, and there's also no reason why he should be back already and going for the World Heavyweight Championship. Why isn't RVD going for it? Right now he's technically the number one contender. Why isn't like Dolph Ziggler or somebody who could actually compete for the World Heavyweight Championship? Why isn't anybody like that competing for it? Huh? Why John Cena? John Cena doesn't John Cena isn't he supposed to get like some sort of rematch for the WWE Championship? I know that there's no WWE champion right now, but why is John Cena going for the World Heavyweight Championship? He should be nowhere near it. Nowhere near it. God, WWE, what the fuck are you doing? Why? So anywho, before I just have a fucking breakdown, apparently this news surprises Alberto Del Rio so much that Ricardo Rodriguez gets him from behind, rolls him up, and wins the match. And appropriately, which is what I would have done too, Ricardo goes and just destroys the nearest human being there, who happens to be Ricardo Rodriguez, and just pretty much beats the shit out of him, stomps a chair on his leg, then hits him in the cross arm breaker. Referees take forever to go and separate them, but there was a slew of them to go stop Daniel Bryan. Anyway, commercial break. Fandango comes out with Summer Rae against Zack Ryder. You know how this ends. It's Zack Ryder gets a little offense off, hits his huge missile drop kick, then goes for the broski boot. Except this time Zack Ryder misses. Fandango is like outside the ring, thinking he escaped. Zack Ryder hits a baseball slide. Fandango finds a way to capitalize. I think he does something. And then Fandango goes up, sets him up for the huge leg drop, hits it on Zack Ryder, gets a lot of air on it. Fandango wins. Nobody cares. Well, I don't want to say nobody cares, but it's just a weird match. Fandango versus Zack Ryder. Good to see Zack Ryder is getting some time on Raw, but when is the guy ever going to win a match again? So yeah. After that, the Real Americans versus the Great Khali and Santino. Can we please, for the love of God, get the Real Americans the fuck away from Great Khali and Santino and Hornswoggle? I'm not asking for much here, but can we please stop this? So Santino comes out. No, they don't come out. Well, they did come out. So the match goes on like any normal match with Santino and Great Khali, with them getting their comedy moves off and everything, and Cesaro and Swagger do their double team move where like Swagger hits, I think, like some sort of a slam, and then Cesaro comes and jumps over him and does the double foot drop on their chest. And then I can't remember what happens here. I think like Khali somehow gets tagged into the match, and he gets like some chops off on Cesaro, and Khali does something to attack where he's like attacking Cesaro. Khali's attacking Cesaro, and then Cesaro somehow reverses it. I know he hits like Khali in the back of the knee, and then Khali's in the middle of the ring, like just lying there. So we all know what's getting set up here. Cesaro hits another giant swing on Khali. Totally cool with that. Hits gets him around a good 10 times. Gets the cover on Khali, and Real Americans win. So after the match, Jack Swagger is outside, and he's got Hornswoggle all grabbed up, and he throws him into the ring to Cesaro. And Cesaro starts to do his swing, and he pretends like Hornswoggle weighs too much, and then he laughs it off, and then goes and like starts swinging Hornswoggle around, and everybody's cheering this shit. Everybody's like, yeah, we want to see him like swing Hornswoggle to like 100, like swing Hornswoggle to like infinity if you can. But nope, we got to kill the moment. Nope, Santino comes in the ring, hits the Cobra on Cesaro, and then Khali goes and attacks Swagger. Whole crowd is booing the shit out of it. Just booing the shit out of it. They didn't like it, hated it. I need a second. Whole crowd just hated it. Hated it. So yeah, they got booed. And so think about this. The heels, the Real Americans, are getting cheers. They got a We the People chant in the middle of the match. And yet your faces, who are supposed to be comedy, are getting booed. Take the fucking hint, WWE. So then afterwards, there's a commercial break. We come back, and we're doing Miz TV. And just as Miz is introducing Miz TV, and we're all just covering our faces, we don't want to see what's happening. Yep. Wyatt's come out, and as Bray Wyatt is like walking down the ring, the lights come up, and Luke and Rowan are right behind the Miz in the ring. The Miz kind of runs out, and the Miz gets a little bit of offense off on Bray, on Bray Wyatt, and I just sat there and I'm like, really? Are we gonna have him like actually dominating against Bray Wyatt? But then it was completely saved when Luke and Rowan came up and like it was just the way that Bray Wyatt just kind of like draped his arms around him and then bent backwards and just looked at the Miz. And I really hope that this means that oh man, like, cause like Miz looks scared out of his mind. I really do hope that this means that Bray Wyatt is going to kill the Miz at Hell in a Cell. I really hope so. I really hope that this is what that's leading up to. Um. So yeah. So Triple H meets Stephanie McMahon in the office with Brad Maddox, and they're like, "Oh, hey, honey, whatever." Um. And so he goes in there and he just talks about like how he's had to go and like clean up all of Brad Maddox's mistakes and everything. And so Triple H just goes and says like, "I'm gonna go out to that ring and I'm gonna do what's best for business." And so he goes. We cut the commercial, come back. The Shield come out, make their entrance. Goldust, Cody Rhodes, and Daniel Bryan make their entrance. And just before the match starts, Triple H hits his King of Kings entrance, comes down to the ring to join in on the to join the commentary booth. Now he's not on commentary; he's just sitting there watching the whole thing with his legs crossed and his hand on his beard, and he's just sitting there looking in the ring. It's just funny just to look at his posturing the entire time. So, yeah, the Shield. And Goldust, Cody Rhodes, Daniel Bryan, they're all in a match together. It's a pretty decent match for the most part. Um, I can't piece together the entire match, honestly. And it's really weird. The matches that are bad I can piece together, but this one was just kind of like a blur in my mind. Like there's not a lot that's really standing out from it. I do know that um oh, what happened? Oh, the finish. Right. The finish is that um Ambrose and Rhodes are like Ambrose is like in control of the match, and Cody Rhodes is like struggling to get out of like one of Ambrose's chokeholds. Somehow Cody gets free. He like gets to the corner while Ambrose like he hits him with something, and Rhodes gets to the corner. Then he does his moonsault and hits that on Ambrose. And so Daniel Bryan is like looking for the hot tag. He gets it as Ambrose also tags in Seth Rollins. Rollins comes in and I was like, and Rollins comes in and he's just selling the shit out of everything Daniel Bryan is doing. Daniel Bryan is getting all of his like easy moves off, like the kicks, the drop kick in the corner, um, and just pretty much all hell is breaking loose at this point. Like people are getting clothesline out of the ring, and it's just pretty much just Rollins and Bryan by himself, while Goldust and Cody and the Shield and the rest of the Shield just deal with their stuff on the outside. And when they're all alone, Daniel Bryan has Seth Rollins in the yes lock, and I thought that Rollins might have legitimately tapped out here. He didn't, which I like. I really like that they're not making him tap out to this. Instead, what happens is that Dean Ambrose, Rollins, while Rollins is trying to fight this, it's good because he needs to look strong. He really does. He needs to look strong. While Rollins is fighting that, Dean Ambrose comes in the ring and he has a chair, and Cody comes in to stop Ambrose, and instead Ambrose just beats his ass with a chair. Like, well, he doesn't beat him with it. He kind of like does the chair stab with him, and then the ref calls for the bell, and the team of Cody Rhodes, Goldust, and Daniel Bryan wins by DQ. Nope. Triple H comes out. He's like, no, restart the match. No DQ. And then as soon as he says that, Guess who comes out? Fucking Randy Orton. He emerges. He just came out of fucking nowhere from the crowd, gets over the barricade, comes into the ring, RKO's Daniel Bryan. Oh no! It was on the outside. He RKO's Daniel Bryan. Randy rolls him back in the ring, and then Seth Rollins gets a cover for the win, which I think Seth Rollins really needed. I like that. I like how that all happened. So I didn't mind the finish of the main event of that night, of the night. I thought that was really good. But then after the match, the Shield could just keeps like laying the smackdown on Daniel Bryan and the Rhodes, and Triple H just starts going in the back, and then all of a sudden Big Show's music hits. So Big Show starts coming down the ramp, and I'm like, oh my god, are we serious? Really? Big Show's here? All right, this will be fun. But this Big Show comes to the ring, and all of a sudden, Big Show is like the strongest thing ever. He's no longer just a bitch. He's now the strongest, most over thing ever. Big Show was like no selling the Shield, like attacking him. And all three of them ganged up on Big Show, and Big Show just throws all three of them off him. And the Shield like continues to fight back. And Triple H is like hiding behind the Shield at this point. Like they're just pretty much just like he's like they're like to actually like protect him. And the Shield are sitting there trying to get their finisher up. And Big Show knocks them all out of the way. And he's just standing right in front of Triple H now, like looking him straight in the mug. And Triple H is just looking at him. I couldn't tell if it was fear in his face because Triple H looked like he was straight faced, but then it looked like he was like legitimately scared for a second. And then Show just knocks him out. Big Show knocks him out, leaves the ring, goes to the back, and like no fucks given. Goes to the back. Then Daniel Bryan comes in the ring, stands over Triple H, and just starts chanting yes. And I mean, Triple H sold the shit out of this. I mean, Triple H was knocked out like he was dead. Middle of the ring. Like arm spread, leg spread too, I think. Like just eagle spread on the ring, just knocked out. Because Big Show knocked him out. And he sold it. I mean, he was there like for about 2-3 minutes. And from what I heard, was that after all went off on the WWE app, Stephanie McMahon came out to the ring to go check up on Triple H, and that he got carted off, actually. So now Big Show's KO is so over that it sends Triple H to the hospital. All right. So that was Raw last night. Overall, messy. Overall, still really pissed off about the John Cena thing because really now John Cena has just overshadowed everything that happened on Raw. John Cena coming back has overshadowed everything, which tells me that John Cena is probably going to be back tomorrow night. I mean, the man just came out with a Capri Sun commercial where he's dancing like an idiot. He's coming back. So yeah, that was Raw. I personally was just, I don't want to say, yeah, no, I would say just about indifferent to it. Wise and no sold the shit out of it, especially when I told him what happened with Cena. So chances of you getting a review out of him is 0. He's going to Hulu Plus the shit out of it. Oh, by the way, I can't wait to see what the Hulu Plus version of this. For those of you that don't understand what I'm talking about, Hulu Plus does a 90-minute special edition of Raw, is what they call it. And pretty much the 90-minute edition is so much better than what's actually produced on the actual show. So, for instance, like last week when you know that 10-man tag team match that happened on Raw last week? Nope, never happened. Not according to Hulu Plus. Nope, that match never happened. What else? Oh, you mean to tell me Kofi Kingston beat Fandango? Nope, that never happened. That match never happened. The Whites never came out. What are you talking about? Whole match never happened. Let's see. I'm trying to remember what else happened in that Hulu Plus of Raw. Hold on, if I can find it real quick. and then I can tell you like everything else that happened. It's just really funny. It's almost worth getting Hulu Plus just to see how like how hilariously um like no sold the shit out of everything that happened there. Let's see. Oh, okay, now I'm looking at our raw results. Um. Oh, Los Matadores' entrance with that little El Torito thing? Nope, that never happened either. Their entrance never happened. Brie Bella defeated Alicia Fox to a facebuster? Nope, that never happened. Nope, don't do that. That never happened. What do you mean said Santino beat Antonio Cesaro? That match never happened either. Not according to Hulu Plus, it didn't. So now I'm curious to see what Hulu Plus is going to no sell tonight. So yeah, that's the joke. When we say things are getting Hulu Plus or the Hulu Plus no sell, that's pretty much it. All right, so I think I'm pretty much done ranting. I'm gonna call it a day here. Tune in next week for main event Swerve. Probably gonna be at around the same time. Tuesday morning is usually when I finally get the time to do this. So yeah, 2-1 out.